Welcome, Ira Coiner here, President and Founder of Triathlon Partners. In this episode, we're going to discuss retirement annuities. Last episode, we discussed annuities, and we learned that annuities, all the money that is earned tax deferred, and when the money is withdrawn, that is when we pay taxes. So we talked about a specific one that I like called a RILA, a registered indexed linked annuity. That is an excellent investment for growing and protecting your money in that investment phase. And now we want to talk about a retirement annuity, which will help us in our spending strategy on how to fund that spending strategy and our daily expenses. Now, I think the important things about a retirement annuity is to know, number one, it's going to pay us a fixed amount annually, monthly, annually, what have you. Now, that amount's not going to increase, and that money is going to stop when we pass away. So that's one thing. We've had a lot of retirement money saved. We've done a good job putting our money in our 401k, and that's had a lot of equity exposure. And we're going to look at the risks that equity exposure can have. And it really, since it fluctuates, we can lose all the value because we will be withdrawing money from it. And we will also be taking out some extra money every year for inflation. So when that money runs out, if we have 100% in there, we're going to have to move in with our children. And that is not an option most retirees want to do. So we're going to break this down, and I'm going to show you some numbers on how likely that's actually going to happen. So let me share my screen here. Great. All right, so we're going to assume a couple of things. We're going to assume you have $500,000 saved in your retirement account. And you're going to be taking out 5% of that a year to fund your retirement spending. And we're going to also take a 3% increase every year from inflation. All right, I think that's very fair. I think $500,000, if you've been working since 25 until the age of 65, to accumulate that is reasonable. You've done a good job. So the way I like to calculate how the market's going to perform is I don't like to use the last 20 years of actual performance because it's very difficult and probably unlikely that that's the way it's going to perform in the next 40 years or 50 years when you retire. So what we're going to do is we know that the average return of the stock market is about 8.5%, and we know that it has a volatility component of about 16.5. So we're going to simulate what with those parameters, what the market's going to return year after year after year. And we're going to do that 100 times, sort of simulating 100 people's retirements on what's going to happen. And it's going to give us a sort of greater confidence on when we might run out of money, if we're going to run out of money at all. So I'm going to run this simulation 100 times, and we see the numbers there flashing and scrolling, and it's coming up with us an answer of 54% right here. To me, that means 54% chance of running out of money at age 90. So if we have 100% of our savings in there, we're going to run out. We have over 50% chance of running out at age 90. That's no good. The worst fears of moving into our children's basement is going to happen. So first we can look at, well, did Ira pick 90? Is that a reasonable number that we'll live to? Well, if you are 65 and you are married, a man who's 65 and married will live to an average age of 87. A woman who is married at age 65 will live to an average age of 89 if they're both in good health. And one of them will have a 50% chance of living to the age of 92. I think that a choice of 90 is quite important. It is quite valid. And when we look at this high probability of running out of money, to me, that means we have to diversify. So we know as retirees, we're getting Social Security. And there's a product which I just explained, to this retirement annuity. So we want to know what our HUG is. right? Our hug, everyone wants one, everyone deserves one, especially when we're senior citizens and retirees. You want enough money to provide for your house, your utilities, and your groceries. So when we figure that out, we take our Social Security and we figure out the extra money we need, and we use that to divide up our savings and put it in this retirement annuity that will guarantee us that we have those crucial bills to pay, and then we can leave the extra money in the 401k to grow, hopefully, and hopefully it will last you well past your 90s, but just in case, we know we have a solid core of income that will provide the sustenance we need. Now, thank you very much for joining us in this episode. I hope you found it educational. Triathlon Partners strongly believes our role as your advisor is to engage, educate, and empower. We want to provide you with the knowledge to make a confident decision that best fits your objectives. So again, I hope you're leaving this episode with a lot more knowledge and a lot more ideas on the ways that you can have a very comfortable and confident retirement. If there are any questions, please reach out and contact us at triathlonpartners.com for more information. This is Ira Coiner wishing you a blessed and wonderful day. Take care.